some may say that after the storm comes the calm. And well, what a storm, right? What a run it has been the past couple of weeks and months for the VRS points in order to qualify for the Star Ladder Major. But after all these dramatic runs and all the drama surrounding the major comes the calm. But is it really calm? Well, I guess so, comparing to all the dramatic situations that we experienced the last couple of days. Well, but I'm still glad that we have these big tournaments to cover, which one of them that we're going to be talking about today is the Thunderpick World Championship, and also the tournament CS Asia Championship that's going to be happening in Shanghai, China. Both of these tournaments happen pretty much at the same time. There's still plenty of Counter-Strike to be played apart from the major. The major should be done by the end of the year, right, in November. So there's still a lot of other events that we can cover. And it's just great for the scene in general, right? Because even though some of the teams didn't make it to the major, they still have the opportunity to grind points thinking for the next year, right? Planning themselves for the next season, for the next year, which is why CS is just very, very competitive right now, right? But before we jump into talking about the tournaments and everything, I want to definitely welcome you to the SkinClub community and YouTube channel. My name is Luis Peacemaker, and today I will guide you through all the important information that you guys need to know about both of these tournaments. And yeah, if you don't follow the SkinClub community yet, I definitely recommend it to you. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel here and yeah, support the creators. There's a lot of articles and videos that we provide to you every single week. And if you're a big Counter-Strike fan, I'm sure you're gonna love them all. There's tips about Counter-Strike, there's videos about the tournaments, you know, there's a bunch of different things happening in the community, so make sure you follow it. All the stuff that you guys need to, you know, do, it's all in the description below if you guys want to keep following us. And yeah, well, with that said, I guess we can start with the CS Asia Championship. That should be from October 14th on to October 19th. $1 million prize pool in Shanghai, China, 16 teams participating. We already have the matchups, which we can briefly talk about, and we already have the teams participating as well. I guess we can talk about the teams first, and then we can kind of make a comparison between one event and the other, right? So CS Asia with 3D Max featuring, as I guess we can put, yeah, the best ranked team so far. And then we have FaZe Clan now without Rain, right? With Jacob in the lineup and Twists. This is going to be the first event from FaZe without Rain and with Twist on the lineup. Then we have Team Liquid with Elish. That's very interesting. Looking forward to see what Elish brings to the table for Team Liquid. We have Pain Gaming coming back after, I don't know, man. Pain nowadays, they just play one tournament and disappear for a month. That's just like that. So we have Pain Gaming back. Let's see what kind of Pain Gaming we have in this tournament. And we have Tyloo, who's been heavy underperforming lately, I would say. We have Gamer Legion, who's been surprisingly good after the addition of Hypex. We have VP, who's been also performing a little bit better after Toro joined. And they also have Beast in the lineup, right? 17 years old from VP Prodigy. Very, very interesting. We have Heroic, again, a team that went over roster changes. With Hades in the lineup for this tournament. We have Bait, who's been doing pretty well recently as well. We have Legacy, who heavily underperformed after their major run. Lin Vision, Fnatic. Fnatic did very great and is one of the teams that is going to be at the major, right? So definitely sort of like a tournament where they can keep testing things. And one of the things is that they got rid of Cypher, right? They're going to play this tournament with Jacasmo, which brought a lot of criticism from the community, and which I honestly understand completely. Actually, Fnatic went from a Swedish roster to a Ukrainian roster right now because of their Ukrainian core, right? Fnatic with a Ukrainian flag is going to be very, very interesting. Either way, we have MIBR also coming back from a period in Brazil, playing a lot of events. We have Fluxo, the same situation. We have FUT from Krabeni. This is an upcoming team that's been doing pretty well lately. They qualified through the European qualifier, right? European Open qualifier. Very interesting together with Fnatic. And then we have the Huns coming from the Asia closed qualifier as well. Well, tournament information that we need to know. Well, tournament format. It's group stages, right? It's 2 groups. Double elimination BO3, upper bracket quarterfinals BO1. Group winners goes directly to the semis. Second and third places goes to quarterfinals. Playoffs, everything is BO3. And there is a third place decider match, BO3. Very interesting. Another opportunity to grind points for some of these teams in grand final BO5. All right, awesome. Okay. I guess what we can do is, now we know that 3 teams goes through from each group. So let's make some predictions based on the brackets of who goes through the groups and who's going to win the tournament, right? I guess we can start with Group A. Trinamax the Huns. Trinamax should take it any day. I mean, it's BO1, so watch out because, yikes, you know, people could be jet lagged. You never know. There's some of these teams that has been playing in a ESL Pro League just a week before, and they get to China very close to their match. So we will see about that one. But yeah, so 3D Max the Huns, I would say 3D Max should take it any day. BO1 always scary, but it is what it is. VP Legacy, I think that's a tight one, very tight one. I still will give it to Legacy, but like, honestly, 60% to 40% or something like that. Like, it's a really close game. Gamer Legion and Liquid is a question mark. We don't know what to expect from Liquid, but we do know what to expect from Gamer Legion. They did fairly decent in Pro League, so I'm just going to say Gamer Legion for now. League Vision and MIBR, I mean, that's a hard one because, like, League Vision lately, they also been underperforming. But MIBR, they have been great in Brazil, but the opposition that they faced in Brazil, they still struggle to beat some of those teams. Like, I don't know if their level is good enough to beat League Vision, you know? So, for now, I mean, this is literally a 50-50 game. You just flip a coin to, you know, and that's probably better than making any sort of prediction out of this. But in theory, I would say League Vision should be the favorites. Slightly favorites, if you can say, but it's a very tight game. Okay, from the groups, I would say that teams that should go through in this one is probably 3D Max. I would say probably a heavy favorite in this group. Game Elysian, from what we've seen in Pro League, and then the third and remaining spot, in my eyes, should be between Legacy and Liquid. Okay, but I'm just going to gamble here and say that Liquid is going to be on a honeymoon period and will go through. Okay, so we would have Game Elysian, Liquid, and 3D Max. So Liquid would drop to the lower bracket and probably win it there. 3D Max will win the upper bracket, and then that's about it, right? And Game Elysian would go to the upper bracket final, beating League Vision and MIBR here, and then, yeah, something like that. All right. From Group B, Tyloo Fluxo. Tyloo takes it in my eyes. More experienced team and a lot of firepower. Pain Gaming, Fnatic, again, very unpredictable. If I had to guess, I would say Pain Gaming has the surprise factor, and Fnatic has been playing a lot of officials lately. I don't know how tired they are from all these travels, being in Europe to going to North America, and then now they're in China. I think there is a pretty good risk that they are sort of like burned out and a little bit tired of all the traveling around. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that Pain Gaming arrives, you know, very, very relaxed, with no pressure. They are already qualified to the major. They are in stage, in a good stage 1, right? If I'm not mistaken. So they are very, very chilling, big time chilling. So I'm going to go ahead and say Pain Gaming gets this one. BO1 as well, which favors Pain Gaming a lot, coming from a period where they haven't played much. Heroic Bait, that's a banger. Very tight game. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go say that, I don't know, I don't like Bait. I think they often choke a lot in this LAN game, so I'm just gonna say Heroic. FaZe and FUT, that's a scary one. I mean, on paper, obviously FaZe is the favorite. I mean, BO1, I'm just going to be bold here. I'm just going to say that because of the tight scheduling from FaZe that they just arrived to China, I think they're going to be extra tired and jet lagged. So I'm just going to say that Foot will upset here. But yeah, I mean, imagine Foot actually makes it to the upper final, right? It's very realistic considering the opponent they're going to face in the upper semifinals if this actually happens. But anyway, from this group, I'm going to go ahead and say that FaZe will make it through, but from the lower bracket, okay? They will win the lower bracket final. And together with that, I'm going to say that Tyloo will qualify to the playoffs, playing at home as well. I think they will go through. I think they actually win the group, probably. What I mean, it depends, right? It depends. If it's Foot and Tyloo, then I think Tyloo would take it. But if it's anybody else like Bait or Heroic, or specifically Heroic, I think they could put up a fight in a BO3 against Tyloo. But I think this is going to be Tyloo's redemption at home. I think they're going to perform better than what they have been doing so far. So Tyloo should take it. So yeah, we would have Tyloo going through. And then I would say Pain Gaming will go through. Or can they actually go through? If FaZe goes down here to the lower bracket finals, and I expect Tyloo to beat Pain Gaming, then they wouldn't be able to, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say that Tyloo makes it. And from the bottom, I would say that Foot will actually make it somehow. Or yeah. I think Foot will actually surprise everyone and make it. I'm just gonna gamble here and say Foot. So Foot, Tyloo, and a FaZe from the lower bracket. Okay, that's my prediction. And then the winner of the whole tournament, in my eyes, I think that FaZe might arrive slow and end up losing the first game, the opening match, BO1. But I think overall, I think that FaZe has what it takes. Based on what they've shown in Pro League, I think they have what it takes to win this tournament. It could be a very tight game in the finals, BO5. I think they do have the map pool for that. And I mean, I think Game Edition could challenge them very well. I think Liquid could be a very good challenge as well in 3D Max, right? Between all of these teams, I would say 3D Max is my second favorite to win the tournament. And then my first one would be FaZe. All right? That's our predictions for CS Asia. And then we have Thunderpick. Thunderpick from October 15 to October 19. 8 teams only, 850,000 prize pool. Tournament is going to happen on LAN in Malta. And we have a very interesting teams here, right? The Mongols, Furia, Aurora, Navi, OG, Imperial, 9Z, and Venom. Well, 4 teams qualified through the VRS Global, and 4 teams from qualifiers, right? OG from European qualifier, Imperial from South America, together with 9Z, and Venom came from European qualifier as well. Interesting tournament format, GSL BO3, single animation BO3, third place decider. There's also a third place decider. That's very, very interesting. And I'm assuming that there's no grand final, right? Is there? Yeah, there is a grand final, and the grand final is BO5, actually. Okay, fair enough. But it doesn't say here. Weird. Third place decider, single animation BO3. Yeah, they forgot to add the grand final information here. Yeah, grand final BO5. Interesting. Yeah, we have the matchups as well. Group A and Group B. And from my understanding, it's the same thing, right? 2 teams goes through, 2 teams goes out. That is it. Kind of like a dream hack from back in the day. But anyway, who goes through Group A here? I think Furia wins the group pretty easily, I would say. I would be surprised if the Mongols had time enough to fix all the problems they showed in Pro League. I don't think they did, so I'm just going to go ahead and say Furia is the best team by far in this group. And then from Group B, I'm going to go ahead and say that, I don't know, I didn't like what I saw from Aurora lately, so I'm just going to go ahead and say Navi wins Group B. And the second team that's going to go through from each one of the groups has to be the Mongols from Group A. And from Group B, I would go ahead and say that Aurora makes it. Okay, so we would have a banger of playoffs with all 4 favorites, I guess we can put it like that, make it to the playoffs in this one. And my winner for this particular tournament, I'm not gonna lie. I think Furia is my heaviest favorite here. I think Furia have what it takes. They have the map pool, they have the firepower, and I mean, I could definitely see a grand final between Furia and Navi. I would take it any day. That would be a banger BO5. I think if there's a team here that could potentially challenge Furia, not only individually speaking, but tactically as well, because of the preparation, entry shading, and all of that, I think that is Natus V City. I think Blade could be a heavy and big challenge for Furia, but I still think that the firepower and the consistent that Furia has shown lately, even though they lost to Vitality or whatever, I think they should be the heavy favorites in this one. So yeah, very interesting 2 tournaments. Both of them, again, happening pretty much at the same time. Both of them finishes on October 19th. I will definitely keep an eye on both of them. I recommend you also do the same. And then, yeah, after this tournament, there's more. There's also PGL Masters, which, by the way, giving you guys a spoiler, I will also create a video for the SkinClub community. So if you haven't followed yet, once again, follow the community, follow the YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.